Okay. Skip the bloody mini game. If anyone wants to put any music on Excel, if you want to throw some Final Fantasy tunes on for the folks, feel free to do so. I've just got some lo-fi at the moment, so, you know, to rock with, why not? I'm laying in bed at seconds ago playing some Cyberpunk, never got to play it. Triforce. You know when you walk into a room and you like, you know when you're meant to be there, you just walked into the epitome of the chat that has everything you want in it. You want Final Fantasy? Okay, great, we got you. You want Zelda? Okay, we'll talk to you about it. You want Cyberpunk? How do I press me? Exclamation mark SSR. I put 90,000 over Xmas. I put just about that much when I first played it. I played it when it was buggy, right? I was that committed. I played it in buggy times. I played it to the point when there was just dicks flying around my screen when there shouldn't have been, because whatever nonsense and bugs that were happening, and the fact that I changed my trousers on my guy once and I never had trousers again. And like, there's, you know,
still leaves the lights on every night.
Stupid bugs.
The girl who only comes home once every other blue moon. Mom's an old-fashioned type like that.
Okay, we're going on a trip here then.
She's quite the cook.
It was buggy, yes, and I committed to that because I enjoyed the game that much. That is why I committed to it. All right, wedge, make me calm it.
Okay, let's head in. Cloud, you know what to do.
But like things like this, you don't see this in the OG. Like, you spend very little time in the base of Avalanche. You don't go for a trip anywhere else. This, you get to explore more of the old story to it. It is crazy dedication. But I generally was enjoying it that much. I was like, you know what? It's not as bad as people say. It's like, yeah, okay. I mean, it went away. It's not like I wasn't just committed and like fighting off salt and pepper shakers left, right, and centre. They disappeared after a bit. That's fine. I'll keep that in mind for next one. Appreciate that, Excel.
Sorry about dropping in like this again. We'll be trying, Mom.
The legendary Midgar special. Fantastic as always, Mrs. R.
My dad. He was a maintenance supervisor at the reactor.
Be right, I need 7-Up. That's a good show. I think I still have the record for this early chapters. Don't worry, I'm not going to take them. You're on PC as well, so I'm never going to take them from you. At best, maybe you could like match your RTA, but like, I'm not stressing that, dude. I'm just here to enjoy the vibes of the game. Is this called Sleep Token Alkaline?
Now that is a damn good plan.
I don't think I've heard this one for them, to be fair. Characters are crappy and PTSD with no high speed up. I mean, don't worry. I'm in no anticipation to try and beat your talents for it. You can have them. I am just happy enough just to run it and improve, and that.
What do you care?
No, I want to hear it.
Jessie always wanted to be an actress.
Jessie's got a theory about.
I mean, these are all things I'm going to have to remember as part of it all. I mean, like I said, I'm going off no notes here, no nothing. That's why I say any input is welcome. Excel, feel free. I know you strive on the whole teaching aspect of things, so I'm always happy to take things on board.
Well, no problem.
Hey, it's the lot Jesse was talking about. We rendezvous here when we've got what we came for.
Gotta stay hidden. Wait for... Just need to get past this gate.
Wait, where are they?
Hey man, the plaza's that way. Warehouses are further in. Jesse's supposed to be circling around from the back, right?
No need for us...
I can handle this.
What?
We're in this.
Don't expect me to.
If you need a check...
You can use that vending machine over there to stock up.
Guess there's a training center, too. Could go a few rounds before the main event.
Man, I get really hungry when I'm nervous. When you leave something
Remind me,
or
there's no
something,
better way to do
vending
it.
machines can be real lifesavers.
Okay, let's go over the plan one last time.
Something you said like chapter point is not relevant concept, but I think all the ones are still are. I can also see to an extent.
Let's go.
All good, mate. All good.
Yeah.
Except I think I've done alright in learning okay portions of it, like in keeping some things memory banked, not memory banked. I was going down a bit different bit of context, definitely. Oh.
Proceed to location and secure. Unauthorized entry in 76 Annex. Unauthorized entry in 76 Annex. Hostile number.
Right, huh?
Goodbye.
Good riddance.
Don't let them escape!
Do, 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 do.
Look at our thing. Spreading in the world.
Come again!
Enough.
Don't eat me! Please don't eat me!
That's it. Enough. It's over.
Now that's my whole teamwork!
At last, our long-awaited dance begins. Here's to a fair fight, my friend.
Roar!
I told you we'd push past the red line. Open up the throne. Once more. What a wonderful gift you've given me.
See, well done.
As you bars and dodge, triple them instantly, bow bars on robots, then fire twice to kill. Makes sense. Yeah, I haven't. That is one thing I haven't done. I haven't even remotely got into the planning out boss fights yet. I know that's gonna be a very heavy thing in terms of
Went back. He'd only get upset.
the new game run.
Because a soldier wouldn't understand. I'll tell him you're worried about him, though. Who knows?
Many of our citizens have
Might
already
just
been
make his
disturbed by the alarm. While they will set up here to search the suspect. We will establish the perimeter. Roadblocks between quick.
He made it.
No worries, still Triforce, more than welcome. As I said, feel free to hit follow, come back, chill whenever you want to. I would recommend to you hitting follow on Excel and Midnight Sancho as well, because for your FF needs, they will definitely tailor from those, and for your chill vibes, they definitely got them. But you rest up, take it easy, and I hope you feel better soon. I give you a shout out there. Thank you, thank you.
HQ was running an op tonight of all nights.
All residents are to return to their homes and remain indoors until further notice.
Ramping up for
I
something.
repeat,
You're more than welcome. You're more than welcome.
I heard someone say it
We will see you next time, Triforce.
it was those terrorists, right? There has been no attack. For your safety, please go home and remain indoors until further notice.
When does this chapter end? Should have checked that.
Right. This is it. Through here and we're home free.
Where exactly are we going?
When we get there, you'll know. Now that
I am doing just chapters at the moment.
everything we need for our next mission.
Sure hope so.
But I'm going to be doing No Major Glitches, new game plus. I'm doing intermission, new game, and new game plus. Might do head starts as well in places as well, just because why not?
Next time.
So pretty. No, I'm doing No Major Glitches. I haven't looked at any percent yet to see. I mean, I've seen bits of it, and I saw there's like one part where Tifa's like just hopping all over the place.
Maybe I'll lend Mom a hand next time too.
That'd be awesome.
That bad?
Awesome.
Should be somewhere.
Am I done chapter 2 yet? Chapter 4 yet? That chapter 4 done?
Think Jesse and Biggs.
Lots of null space into grey zones for mins at a time. Oh yeah, I've seen those.
Cool if we check
Ah, train station. Okay.
other places anyway.
Sure. You saw it too, right? Over Scrap Boulevard?
I mean, that's definitely close enough.
Got new numbers for Monster Slaying this month. Check them out.
At the moment, we're going to be starting New Game Plus just for routing purposes mainly. But we will be moving into New Game.
And he anyway, let's head on over to Jesse's.
Me wanting to leave Midgard?
Alright, we'll leave it on.
I stayed up all night thinking about the reactor bombing.
This is where Jesse lives. Lots of pretty girls. I'm telling you this.
You know about Jesse never?
Nah, it's all good. It's all gay to her. Go.
You lost me.
Life just dated us play.
You know about the secret reactor jobs?
I'm gonna try to find some live-in work.
Hey there, Big Magic Smalls. Brought a new friend to meet you. Aw, I missed you too. Oh, Big Jack,
You know about the secret reactor job? Everyone and their mother, no matter what the future holds.
I'm going that way, aren't I? Oh, bloody Jesse's apartment. Yeah, okay.
What I wouldn't give.
So long as the children. It's true. He borrowed money.
Scares me to death thinking there might be more to
The
come.
train you're running tomorrow.
Me wanting to leave Midgard?
You think that statement Avalanche put out was the real deal?
You asked for it. Nothing to it. There's way too many of them. Let me handle this. Go. Go. Ha. Hang in there.
No idea. Pretty sure you can't even
contact first.
That's all you can tell me?
Alright, well, we're getting 2. No, not, maybe not.
Again?
Are they trying to stop us from reaching the others? Cloud, this way! Oh, you gotta be kidding me! It's like trying to fight a hurricane!
Stay on your feet.
You don't have to tell me that.
Forgot to give this to you, bro. You were right. Have you guys come back and tape? Maybe we can play around together.
Well, I have lookup material. Okay, I don't need to find that then. I thought I didn't have that.
Sure.
I just don't have the space on Tifa's thingy for the setup for it.
Isn't the watch supposed to keep this kind of stuff?
Just got done talking.
Screw them sons of bitches.
Moving down under us. Maybe it's not slider.
Bombs and stuffers.
I might have pressed it by accident, but
Weird. I'm usually the first one to
Or bombing.
I don't think I did. I was trying to skip everything, so I weren't pressing the keys to respond to a conversation.
Alright, people. You sure you ready for
And that's it, right? Done?
Do you think Biggs is on schedule?
Alrighty. Okay, so we're going to take a momentary break. I'll be back in a moment because I brought this in.